Hi there, and welcome back, or if it's your first time, welcome. My name is Hélène and I'm bringing you another book review here on Free to Pursue on YouTube. This time, I am pleased to talk about a book that I thought hit the nail on the head, and that is the book Dear Debt by Melanie Lockert, and the subtitle of the book, A Story about Breaking Up with Debt. And I think the title and the subtitle, it's all perfect. And if anyone has seen her writing on deardebt.com, you can get a real appreciation for her writing style. And a lot of folks have fallen in love with that style, and I don't blame them. She wrote on her blog for years, tracking and exploring her journey really in working through and paying off her own debt, and finally a few years ago came out with this book that is a showcase not only of her own experience but also Dear Debt letters and stories from other people, which I think that when we are in a position where we need someone to lean on, especially when it is a topic as sensitive and as personal as debt, a book like Melanie's is a really great asset. Now, from this suggestion, you will definitely understand who I'm going to recommend this book is for. So anyone who is currently facing mounting amounts of debt, especially student debt, or someone who is just starting or in the middle of paying back a significant amount of debt will definitely get a lot of at least emotional support and kinship, both from this book and also, of course, from her presence online at deardebt.com. I strongly suggest, if you are feeling like you are in a desperate situation, really Melanie's resources can be a lifesaver in more ways than one. So please take a look at this book and or the website if that is your situation. So definitely that is who the book is for. The readability for the book is very high. The book is 150 pages. It is filled with stories and anecdotes and information shared by other readers of Melanie's blog in the form of letters and Dear Debt letters, similar to Dear John letters, I guess you could say, where people can explore their relationship with their debt and how it makes them feel, which I think is a really powerful tool. What I liked most about this book, if I can just summarize what I've already said, is that it's entertaining, it keeps our attention, but it also is a source of such important support for folks who really need it at that point in time in their lives. And I can just, even though I wasn't in that situation at the time, I could just see how this book could be a really meaningful support. Stories have a lot of power, and this book, even though it's only 150 pages, really packs a punch. Now, what did I not like about it? At 150 pages, I wanted more. It was such a good book. Similar to another book I've reviewed, Happy Money. I thought, oh, is this it? I want to read more from this author, and I really hope there's a second book that's going to be coming out, because her style is very easy to consume, very palatable as in book format. Dear Debt is definitely first and foremost Melanie's own personal journey in first incurring her student loan debt and then how she went about clearing out that debt psychologically and through specific action. And she really takes the reader step by step through that journey to the point where a few times in the book I thought, geez, was she documenting this right at that time, the emotions, the belief system that was happening at that given time, because every chapter feels so fresh, like she was recollecting it as if it happened just yesterday. Now, of course, the blog she writes was probably a good source of going back to those different stages in life, but she very effectively brought it together in that book. I want to take the opportunity to quote Melanie here early on in the book to give a little bit of an idea of her perspective on the mindset of deciding to get out of debt and proceeding to do so. Here it is. The commitment to change and overcome a big, audacious goal, like getting out of debt, can mean changing your lifestyle, your mindset, and everything you thought you knew. It means being bold, even in the face of rejection or failure. It means continuing on, even when you want to give up. On page 45. The book is straightforward in nature in sharing her story, but it is a little bit unique in the way it offers three kind of sections or messages in the book. And these messages are as follows. She focuses on the individual. She dives deep on the hidden benefits of side hustles, that it's not just about padding your income to help you pay down debt. And the third, she really addresses the deep effects that reducing debt has on us psychologically. I would probably say the third one is the most powerful of the three, but let's take a look at all three. So the first one, a focus on the individual, I think comes through the most through her sharing her own personal story, and also in each section of the book sharing a Dear Debt letter from one of her readers. You get to walk a little bit of time, maybe not a mile, but a little bit of time in each of these people's shoes as they deal with their own unique situation when faced with significant debt. Particularly powerful is one section that is called You Are Not Your Debt on page 35. We can so equate our personal value as people with our net worth, and it's not a very healthy thing to do, because money should not define our worth as a human being. It is a measure that is increasingly used to decide whether someone has worth or not, and unfortunately, that which cannot be measured, a measure would be money, is what is really important in someone. Their character, their loyalty, their engagement in life, and that has nothing to do with how much money they have in the bank or lack thereof. And in focusing on the individual, decoupling individuals and their net worth, she also addresses the reality that as we try to take step-by-step measures to overcome a large obstacle, such as having to repay or pay down debt, is that from time to time we can lose steam and we need to refocus. And she focuses on the realities of that is going to happen to everyone, and offers some ideas of how to overcome it. Now, I talked about the second point, which was Melanie's discussion of the hidden benefits of side hustles. So for many of us who are or have paid down debt, increasing income, especially if the income is not sufficient to pay down the debt or to accelerate the payment of the debt, we will do a number of side jobs or even second jobs to try to help with income to accelerate the process. But one of the things that Melanie discovered as she did side hustles in helping to pay down the debt was that she saw a lot of learning opportunity in doing these side hustles. And she said, as long as you approach a side hustle with an open mind and you have some confidence in your abilities, you're able to be quite successful at it. and that when it comes to a lot of side hustles, it tends to be a transient workforce, and you can be a little bit more assured that an employer expects that there's going to be a learning curve for you, and there's some patience kind of built into that. So not only can you be welcomed even as someone who may not be as skilled in a given job, but you also have an opportunity to learn a lot of new things, and that means that these are skills and abilities that you will take with you even after the side hustles are done. And I don't think we always think about side hustles that way. And for her, it was more of a say yes because you never know what kind of experience you will have. And I think that's the most positive way of thinking about a side hustle. I think Melanie is the best one to just kind of cap this off about side hustles. And on page 90, she says the following: side hustling is all about gaining experience and trying something new. You're not applying for a salary job making $100,000. What I've learned is that being confident and owning your skills and talents are extremely useful when it comes to landing gigs. So the third point that I had brought up was how paying down debt has a powerful effect psychologically. And we see that as we go through the book along with Melanie on her journey to paying down debt, and how she experienced the different stages of it, from hopelessness at the beginning to increasing empowerment as the numbers became smaller and smaller on her total debt load. And that her willingness to share both the negative emotions and the increasing elation as she was getting close to debt-free is so powerful, because it creates a kinship of sorts, kind of saying, well, if she did it, if she went through the trough and came out okay on the other end, that maybe I can as well. And I think that that's how we connect human to human, is shared experiences. And I think she really effectively shared that experience in this book. The bottom line is, this book packs a punch. It is deeply human, deeply personal, effective in Melanie sharing what she learned during her journey from very heavy debt to debt freedom. And I think that she wrote this book with the reader in mind, with what the end user really needed from her most, and she did it in a very effective way. That's why this book got 4 stars. It is a very good book, and I really hope that she will bring out more of this writing in paperback in the future, beyond what she offers on her blog, despite the fact that I will say her blog is excellent, and I would not hesitate to suggest or direct people to it. I will have a link to Melanie's Dear Debt book down in the notes. And I also want to offer as well, if you are interested in books that are of a similar nature, I want to offer you some other book recommendations that you might be interested in. And they are as follows. The Two-Income Trap by Amelia Warren Tiagi and Elizabeth Warren. Scarcity by Sendil Mullainathan and Elder Shafir. The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. Spent by Avis Cardella. And Money Talks by Gail Vass-Oxlade. I hope you enjoyed this quick review. If you'd like to see the full written review, you can head over to freetopursue.com or rockstarfinance.com for more. Including on Rockstar, you will find an interview with the author. I will have that link down below as well. Thank you so much for joining me for this book review. I hope you found it of use, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you found this video to your liking, consider giving it a thumbs up, and if you like the content on Free to Pursue in general, why not subscribe? I hope you will. Thanks for watching.